A boy and a tiger drifted on the sea for more than 200 days. The tiger was already skinny and bones. He lay on the boat dying. The boy fed the tiger, the only remaining fresh water. But the tiger, who hadn't eaten for several days, couldn't even lift his hand. The boy picked him up and put him on his lap, slowly stroking the tiger's forehead. He was extremely sad. Tears flowed down. He began to miss his parents. Before the disaster, he was a little boy who was studying. His name was Pi, but his name sounded like P. In school, his classmates called him P. Even the teacher sometimes called his name wrong, causing the class to laugh. So on the second day of school, in each class self-introduction, Pi confidently introduced himself.
Samapel Pisin Molitor Patel. Did Pi.
To make his classmates remember his name, he also recited the first 1,000 digits of pi on the blackboard.
He's really doing this.
From then on, Pi's name was remembered by the whole school. The tiger slowly approached the little boy outside the iron fence. The boy's face showed a look of terror, and his hand holding the raw meat involuntarily began to tremble. The tiger also showed a gentle expression. Just as the tiger was about to eat, suddenly,
No! What are you thinking? Are you out of your mind? Who gave you the permission to come back here?
But Pi just wanted to be friends with the tiger. Upon hearing this, his father was furious.
He's an animal, not a playmate.
Then his father had the staff bring a lamb. The lamb was tied to the iron fence. Today, his father wanted to show Pi through his actions that tigers are cold-blooded animals. Pi's behavior just now was foolish. As the staff slowly opened the cage door, the tiger that hadn't eaten meat for 3 days appeared again. It slowly approached the lamb and pounced on it in the next second. This is the law of survival of beasts. From then on, Pi's heart could not calm down for a long time. Years later, Pi grew into a handsome man. He also met the girl he loved. But the good times didn't last long. The Indian government began to reform. The land of the zoo was all taken away. In order to make a living for his family, his father planned to take his family and all the animals to immigrate to a foreign country. Then they boarded a ship bound for Canada. During dinner, his mother, who believed in God, never ate meat, and asked the chef if there were any vegetarian dishes. However, the chef took out a leaf of lettuce and put it on the plate. His father felt like he was being played. He asked again if it was a vegetarian dish, not meat. Unexpectedly, this time the chef took out a plate of white rice from below, and he threatened that if he wanted to eat something, he should make it himself. His father was instantly furious. He grabbed the chef's collar and scolded him. Pi, who had nothing to eat, could only eat the bananas fed to the animals. Until midnight, a storm blew up at sea. A wave hit the ship. The interior of the ship was filled with seawater. Pi had just escaped from the inside of the ship. The outside was already in chaos. He hadn't figured out the situation yet. He was pushed down the lifeboat by the lifeboat crew. Just as other people were about to jump on the lifeboat, a zebra jumped down from above. In this way, the lifeboat was swept away by the waves. When Pi grabbed the boat, he found that he had been swept out dozens of meters away. Pi was scared and took the whistle and shouted desperately. But the sound of the waves was too loud, and the other side couldn't hear it at all. At this moment, Pi seemed to see someone swimming towards this side in the waves. He quickly took the lifebuoy and threw it to the other side. He tried his best to pull the other side over. Then he took the oar and stretched it out. But he found that it was his family's tiger. Just as Pi was about to push the tiger away, a wave slapped the tiger onto the boat. Pi was scared and climbed to the stern and held the oar tightly. Until the next day, the tiger had disappeared on the boat. Only the injured zebra was lying there. Pi crawled back to the boat and used a bucket to clean up the seawater in the boat. Just as he lay down to rest, a hunting dog crawled out from the bottom. Pi was scared and quickly took the oar to defend himself. As the boy was resting, suddenly a hunting dog emerged from the boat. The boy was so scared that he jumped onto the oar. The hunting dog still wanted to attack the boy. Fortunately, the boat was rocking so much that the hunting dog couldn't stand steady. In the end, it let go of the boy, its prey. Just then, the boy saw a red orangutan floating over with a banana not far away. He quickly extended the oar for the orangutan to hold onto and climb onto the boat. Now the lifeboat has one more member. In the middle of the night, the hungry hyena started attacking Pi again. But Pi was too far away to reach. So the hyena turned its head towards the injured zebra. It was biting the zebra desperately. Pi wanted to stop the hyena, but he could only hide at the stern and roar, watching helplessly as the hyena killed the zebra. In order not to be eaten by the hyena, he hadn't slept all night. Exhausted, he fell down. The feeling of suffocation stimulated his survival instinct. He woke up suddenly, holding the oar tightly. At this time, Pi suddenly remembered that there were supplies on the boat. While the hyena was resting, he unzipped the backpack. Inside, he surprisingly found a survival manual. He was flipping through the contents of the manual, and made a simple raft according to the tutorial in the manual. Just as he was about to push the raft into the water, the the hyena crawled out from the boat. The orangutan, in order to protect Pi, fought the hyena alone. Just as the hyena was about to attack, it was hit on the head by the orangutan's fist. At this time, the orangutan was so tired that it was panting. Suddenly, the hyena pounced and bit the orangutan's neck. The orangutan was killed like this. Angry Pi took the only knife and roared at the hyena. The next second, the hyena was killed on the spot by the tiger. It turned out that the tiger had never left the boat. It had been resting in the boat all the time. Pi hurriedly pushed the raft into the water, then picked up the oar to block the tiger. Unexpectedly, the tiger slapped the oar away with a paw. Pi was so scared that he lay down directly, curled up, waiting for death to come. Fortunately, the tiger was seasick. It gave up the attack. Pi took the opportunity to jump into the sea. Pi sneaked onto the boat while the tiger was resting. When he picked up the backpack, he found a pile of canned food. He quickly replenished his food, and after eating, he threw a few bottles onto the raft. At this time, he turned over a few boxes of compressed biscuits. He unwrapped the packaging without hesitation and sent it into his mouth. Just then, he found a mouse hiding inside. The awakened tiger suddenly pounced. Pi was so scared that he dared not move. Fortunately, the tiger couldn't come up, and the frightened mouse ran onto Pi's head. Pi caught it with one hand and threw it directly into the tiger's mouth. He took the opportunity to jump back onto the raft. At night, the starving tiger ate the zebra's corpse, and Pi was crying silently on the side. He didn't know when this tormenting day would end, so a man and a tiger stared at each other on the sea. On the morning of the fourth day, the morning light of the sun shone on the sea. The sea was like a mirror. The sparkling light was like being in a fairyland.